All right, ladies and gentlemen, MrSotko here. Welcome back to the channel. Got a whole bunch of good crypto news stuff for you. And the first thing I want to talk about is the SEC lawsuit with XRP. So there's been some fairly good news recently with XRP. First of all, they got a new partnership of cross-border payments, which pumped the price. They also won the discovery rights for the Bitcoin and Ethereum cases that found those to be currencies by the SEC and not securities. And so they're going to use that against the SEC. They're going to learn from those previous cases and then be able to use that against the SEC to claim that they are indeed a currency and not a security. And this may likely be the case with other cryptocurrencies in the future. I've been told that Libri may be in a little bit of trouble as well, but I haven't seen anything on that just yet. So settlement is most likely outcome in the Ripple versus SEC case, which basically means that, hey, the SEC isn't going to say that they were wrong about it, but they will take a donation to let it go away, in a nutshell. So while XRP has muscled its way back into the top 4 crypto asset by market cap, as it now is something like $1.41 as of recording this, Ripple scored an important victory in the legal battle with the SEC, and it's far from over, but it will likely end in a settlement, says an attorney. According to Andrew Hinkes, the attorney at Carleton Fields and adjunct professor at New York School of Law and New York STEM School of Business, Ripple's ability to win discovery, leaving the SEC to serve up disputed documents on Bitcoin and Ethereum to the blockchain startup was significant. Ripple will receive previously undisclosed materials providing insight into the SEC's views on Ethereum and Bitcoin, both of which to date have not been considered securities. So nobody else really knows why the SEC claimed them to be currencies and not securities, and nobody really knows the SEC's process into claiming that a cryptocurrency is indeed a security, or what their definition of a currency is in the crypto world. So now that Ripple has those documents, they should have some quite a bit of firepower in order to use against the SEC. Ripple has argued that it is entitled to see those materials to understand why the SEC views Ripple to conduct to violate the security laws. But while they do not consider the conduct associated with Bitcoin and Ethereum to have violated those same laws. So basically, Ripple will be able to review those documents and understand why those were considered currencies and why Ripple and XRP are considered to be securities. So while Ripple chief Brad Garlinghouse, who is named as a defendant in the lawsuit alongside executive chairman Chris Larson and Ripple Labs, was seemingly empowered by the legal nod, he's not out of the woods just yet. He says it's far too. The lawyer says it's far too early to handicap their case. To date, the SEC's interpretation and application of the securities laws to offerings of sales of digital assets has been supported by courts in virtually every instance. So it seems like a lot of them have been shot down, and that's true. A lot of ICOs have been found to be securities, and they had to pay all the money back, or they got in trouble in one way, particularly a year or two after 2017, after all the ICOs came out. It says if the case is litigated to a judgment and the judgment is appealed, the appeal will go to the judges of the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Second Circuit. The rulings on legal issues from the Second Circuit would be the first binding law specifically focused on the application of securities laws to token issuances. The entire industry is watching this case. So it's likely to play out that they might just have to pay off the SEC. And it might just end, in some kind of settlement, if you will. And once again, I repeat, that's basically the SEC saying, hey, we're not wrong about you being a security or a currency, but if you just pay us a little donation, we'll let this slide and we'll just let you continue doing business. And if that's the case, and that actually happens, the floodgates of XRP are definitely going to open. Anybody that's watched my channel for a long time knows that I'm not the biggest fan of XRP, but I'm just being objective here in the sense that 30 plus exchanges would either relist or unsuspend XRP, leading a lot of people to be able to trade again, as a lot of people don't like to go to different exchanges where XRP is still listed, and that will open up the floodgates of people to put it on there, start trading again, start pumping again. Maybe Grayscale will add it back, or these institutions might start buying it back up again. after they previously just dumped it all because of the SEC trouble. So, Ripple right now, or XRP right now, I thought it was going to be $1 or more if the SEC claimed it to be a currency, but it's already $1.40. So if the SEC, if this blows over, probably $2 easily at the moment because of the floodgates opening back up, if you will. But moving on to some different news, Grayscale adds $1 billion in Bitcoin in merely 24 hours. Go Grayscale! The top tier Bitcoin purchaser Barry Silbert-related Grayscale has bought another $1 billion worth of Bitcoin and other blockchain-based currencies. As of Friday, the company stores a total of 46.1 billion versus 45.1 billion it held a day earlier, according to its Twitter handle. So their total assets under management is 46.1 billion, but they did add $1 billion of extra Bitcoin itself. Earlier this week, Today reported that the company had purchased massive amounts of currencies, and it had added to its holdings recently as well of BAT, Link, LPT, etc. Grayscale has set up additional cryptocurrency trusts backed by the popular altcoins. It also has bought up large amounts of Stellar, Litecoin, and Ethereum Classic. Why Ethereum Classic? I have no idea. Why people even still buy or trade or mine Ethereum Classic? I still don't know. Ask yourself the question and give yourself 10 seconds. Don't use Google. Don't cheat. Just think to yourself, what smart contract is on Ethereum Classic? Go. Start the timer of 10 seconds. We'll see if you can actually do it. But moving on, Meitu now holds $100 million in Bitcoin and Ethereum after its latest Bitcoin purchase. So even more buying of Bitcoin from those institutions and companies. Hong Kong tech company Meitu has taken the total value of its cryptocurrency holdings to approximately $100 million after the firm disclosed the purchase of an additional $10 million worth of Bitcoin. The wholly owned Hong Kong subsidiary of Meitu Incorporated acquired 175 units of Bitcoin for a combined price of $10 million, implying a purchase price of around $57,000 per coin. So they bought the kind of dip there. The purchase was reportedly made using existing cash reserves based on the spot prices on the open market. Last month, Meitu racked up $90 million worth of cryptocurrency purchases split between Bitcoin and Ethereum. Following Thursday's latest acquisition, the firm has now purchased $49.5 million worth of Bitcoin and $50 million worth of Ethereum. So going a little bit harder on that Ethereum. So basically, Meitu said that it had a budget worth of $90 million, and it took them a month or a month and a half or something like that to buy that $90 million. They bought it in sort of chunks, and now they're like, hey, they're kind of like MicroStrategy at this point. They're like, hey, we don't have enough Bitcoin, because who has enough Bitcoin? I know I don't have enough Bitcoin. Either do you. And so they're like, yeah, let's do another 10 million. Why not? We'll just go past the budget a little bit. Moving on to some bad news. HSBC changes crypto policy, now bars clients from buying stock of companies that hold Bitcoin. So British bank HSBC has reportedly become more strict with its crypto policy. So they're going back in time, sort of on the wrong side of history here. The bank now prohibits its customers from buying the stock of public companies that are holding Bitcoin in its treasury. So not just Bitcoin, not just crypto. Basically, if a company even holds cryptocurrency, you cannot buy the stock from HSBC. An HSBC customer has shared a message he said he received from the bank informing him of a policy change regarding cryptocurrencies, naming Bitcoin and Ethereum as examples. The bank's new policy applies to products related or referencing the performance of virtual currencies. The notice reads, HSBC will not participate in facilitating buy and or exchange products related to virtual currencies or products related or referencing to the performance of virtual currencies. So basically, the letter down here says, we'd like to inform you, and I can't really attest to the validity of this entirety because this isn't actually HSBC's post or something like that. It's not like a newsletter. This is just a message that is allegedly to one of the investors. It says, we'd like to inform you that HSBC has changed the policy on virtual currencies such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other currencies and products related to referencing the performance of virtual currencies. It says, our records show that your HSBC Invest Direct account is holding MicroStrategy Incorporated, a virtual currency product, which not really, they just happen to hold Bitcoin, but fair enough. While we permit the holding of MicroStrategy to be held and or sold or transferred out of your HSBC Invest Direct account. New purchases or transfers in will not be allowed. So HSBC on the wrong side of history, and I just had a few articles for you guys today. So a $2 trillion market cap, actually $2.064 trillion, so we're going up there quite a bit. Ethereum pretty much all-time high, 2150. It was a little higher than that. I think it almost reached 2200, back to 60,000 Bitcoin again for like the 10th time now, chipping away those sell walls. And apparently a lot of people at 60, 61,000, 62,000 or so have an amazing amount of Bitcoin that they're willing to sell at that point. And so if you have Bitcoin being sold at 62,000, move it on up, because it's going up sooner or later here. I even got a poll on the front page of my channel as a community post. When is Bitcoin going to hit $100,000? Give a vote on that, when that's going to happen. Either got summer, fall, winter, sometime in 2022. You can even do a custom one if you want. $1.42 XRP, so it's gone up a whole hot cent since the beginning of this recording. So XRP is absolutely exploding, one of the highest gainers today at 35%. And again, this isn't even after the SEC lawsuit. This is during the SEC lawsuit. So once the floodgates open, all those exchanges relist and unsuspend XRP, it's going to be nuts. We're going to see at least $2 XRP. I would not be surprised at all to see $2 XRP, maybe even before that, but it's hard to say on that one. That's all I have for you guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, share the video. Helps me out a lot. My social media in the description. Give a follow on those. And got channel memberships open. Hit the join button. Become a channel. Get a Cool Beans badge. You look 32% cooler when you comment on the channel when you got that badge. But that's all I have for you guys. Hope you enjoyed it. And as usual, I'll see you guys next time.